Om Namah Shivaya friends, welcome to Dots of Destiny. The month of December is quite eventful month as many planets are now shifting its position one by one towards Sagittarius. At this moment when I'm making the video, we have a prominent Mars in Scorpio, and also we have Sun and Venus, all three in the sign of Scorpio. So Scorpio was more or less the theme of November month. As we are ending this month, so now Mercury is going direct in Libra. It will soon reach Scorpio, and also Saturn is going direct. Now, because three main planets, Jupiter, Saturn and Mercury, were retrograde in their motion, quite a slowness was felt in the month of November. What I have seen, mostly contemplation, looking back, doing again, little bit tehrao, little bit understanding and then progressing, not hasty steps like that. Now, when Mars is nearing towards Sagittarius, which is a fiery sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, these three are Dharma Trikon, and they are very different in their fire element. Aries is very fast fire element. Anything you need to start, you need energy as fast as Aries, fire as high, burning very quick or very loud. Leo is the king, and it is the fire is very quite trimmed, but it is very in a nice way. It is burning. Yes, proud is there, no doubt, but not like Aries. It is not quick spaced. Sagittarius is the last but not the least, the sign of religion, faith, higher dharma, learning, Jupiter's own Mool Trikon, and a lovely sign. This zodiac, when Mars enters this zodiac on 7th of December, it will remain there till 16th of January. Now, Mars has a very suitable place in Sagittarius because the energy of Mars goes very well with this kind of fiery element of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the fire of the warrior. All the time a soldier is not fighting. All the time you're not shouting about your faith and religion from the top of the hill, but it remains within you, and it is your journey with that remaining as an identity, as a core. So this kind of a fire is Sagittarius, which is there inside, not very much visible, as it is the power of knowledge, faith and religion. And by religion I meant not just the customary religion that we see, understanding what is the higher path towards it. So Mars is very suitable in this sign. Though 9th house Mars has certain issues, but because this is Jupiterian sign of Sagittarius and Jupiter is the best friend of Mars, Mars does well over here. But the story does not end here. Mars enters Sagittarius, crossing the Gandanta of Jyeshta into Mula, which is quite turbulent. The first few days when it crosses from Jyeshta to Mula could be quite, because this is the most intense Gandanta as far as I feel, more than Ashwini Revati or Aslesha Magha. This is a very high intense Gandanta position. So when Mars enters Sagittarius, it is raring to go, to change something. Now, in addition to this, the moment Mars enters 0 degree, Jupiter also enters Gemini 29 degrees retrograde, aspecting this Mars, which is though it looks like an opposition, obviously Mars and Jupiter opposite to each other, one can be cutting each other's agenda. Sometimes what happens when best planets are in opposition, 1/7 axis to each other, they sometimes the best one moves with the better agenda and the more fierce its attitude is. Jupiter here is retrograde, but one thing good about this Jupiter is that it is optimistic. Why? As you know, retrograde Jupiter people are usually more optimistic than the direct Jupiter people. Also, it is aspecting its own sign where Mars is situated. Now, Mars is slightly combusted also, as Sun very fast joins this Mars within 7 days. Sun by 16th, it will be in Sagittarius, joining this Mars. So now combustion, as I told you, different planet in my video when I was talking of combustion in a transit video only. That combustion is not always bad, definitely, but here Mars can be a little more edgy, because when a planet like Mars is combusted, it is too close to the Sun, it is guided by the Sun to do certain task which has been pending, and the retrograde Jupiter is also telling that. Now, the most probably the task is related to the sign of Sagittarius, wherever it is in your zodiac. Now, over here, last but not the least, Venus again joins this planetary arrangement on 20th of December till 13th of December. January. 20th of December till 13th of January, Venus will be in Sagittarius. Not exactly the sign where Venus wants to be, though 9th Venus is good, but it has some philosophical difference, obviously, with Jupiter. And then, lastly, Mercury joins this amalgamation of planets, this stellium of planets, on the 29th of December from Scorpio. So you can understand a point is there when Moon also joins this. So there are 5 planets: Sun, Moon, Mars, Venus, Mercury. So this is a very huge shift from the transformative energy of Scorpio to the very dynamic energy of Sagittarius, decision making energy, I'll say, and which propels you like the warrior, which the sign of Sagittarius shows, the bow and the arrow, and it is rushing ahead to reach its target. Nonetheless, so this will be quite a transit, quite exciting one, I feel, and the end of the year could be very vibrant in different ways. Obviously not underestimating or forgetting the geopolitical situations, the floods and all these things that is going around, because yes, Sagittarius is not a very easy sign also. It is not always about optimism, and when all the planets come over here, then definitely some issues somewhere will remain. That is also there. It's a war sign also. There can be some declaration of confrontation, war. These things can also happen at the mundane level. I mean, in the higher socio-political environment or in your own life, you may be rushing for that victory which you had been contemplating when Mars was in Scorpio in trines with Saturn and Jupiter, because that Mars was not allowed to rush fast. Scorpio is not that kind of a energy. So let's see now how every ascendant will have their December month. I'll talk more or less about the December month, because this flavor is quite a flavor. January will see the flavor of Capricorn. But then let's talk first about this, quite a dynamic month indeed. Let's see to the timestamp of the ascendant wide analysis. For the Aries ascendant, this conjunction of planets is happening in the 9th house. Mars entering the 9th house, which is your Bhagya house, and Jupiter the Lord is also aspecting this. This is a very good transit, Aries people, for you. I hope that you are running, if you are in somewhere, you are running Mars, Pratyantar or something. Antardasha, Mahadasha, 101%. It is like a vibration now happening in the ninth house, which makes you very ambitious. And not only that, the fifth lord joining over here, you can get guidance also regarding the matters that you want to pursue. That can be as simple as going for an interview, going for a long term course, for foreign things, for wealth, for gaining property, anything, anything and everything at this point when you do, it is guided. Jupiter aspecting its own house when the Lagna Lord is there, and Sun also comes in. That's why Mars is combusted also in this transit. Then also your second Lord, Venus also enters this conjunction with Mercury. Now see, decisions also has to be good at this point of time. Mostly it will be good. And not only that, you will have a very quick spaced wittiness to your communications also, and you will be able to judge the situation well. Your intelligence will work very sharp at this point of time. Mercury actually does good in Sagittarius, not in the ninth house though. Sometimes Mercury becomes a little overconfident over here, but okay, aspected by Jupiter, you will take right decisions, and maybe the moment that you had been waiting for, as Mars has crossed the sign of Gemini, then it was sixth house Virgo, then it was the all the seventh house matters in Libra, then Scorpio. You may have felt a kind of dilemma in all these things, or exactly what decision you will take. You were not able to focus. This is the maybe that's why Jupiter has gone retrograde and is waiting for you to take decisions. Your zodiac is really getting the boost of Mars at this point of time. And all the planets reaching over there, Sun reaching over there. Most of the endeavors that you start at this point of time will lead to success. It could be a very a travel that can, because Venus Mars is joining the first and the seventh lord, and Mercury is the third lord, long distance travel, and that can bring pilgrimages, that can bring lot of wisdom, and your karma is also getting rectified through it, because Saturn is also now direct. Now you can receive job interviews also, because when the fortune is favoring you, then definitely you will have these kind of effects in your life. All in all, actually a very good time. I have nothing elaborate to say. I feel just that you have the right dasha, and a little bit medium dasha also will give you good results, and you will be able to pave your path towards the 10th house Mars that will be happening in the month of January mid onwards. So best of luck Aries for this journey with Mars in Sagittarius. Taurus ascendant. Taurus, now see, you have this Mars placement and all the planets in the 8th house. 8th Lord Jupiter retrograde is aspecting this combination in the 8th house. Now see, Mars in the 8th house is not really preferred. We understand that it is a health-wise not very good condition. Leave about Mangalik and all these things. These are not always accurate to the point. But whenever Mars is transiting the 6th, 7th, 8th house, I feel that the person should take care of the health, because in my life also I have done that cautiously, and this is the time for you, because because the Lagna Lord, the 7th Lord, and the 5th Lord all entering over here with the 4th Lord, because there is 4 planets entering Sagittarius, and this is not the arrangement for a very short time. It is starting, and for Mars will be there for 1.5 months, and Sun will be there for 1 month. All the planets will go into your 9th house only after 15th of January. So quite a long time. And that is why your decisions, your your whatever you had been thinking can go for a change. There can be some ego loss also, or because Jupiter retrograde is aspecting this eighth house, there can be some change of plan that happens at this moment of time, whatever you had been planning in whichever area of your life. Now your speech can be very sharp and can have a hint of pride in that. That can also create some issues in your second house matters to your own people. You feel you you behave in a different way, and they also behave with you in a different way. These things can very much happen when such a huge five planets, when moon joins, five planets will be there in the eighth house. So some plans will be discarded and some newness has to be bought and worked with when all these planets reach Capricorn. That is later. But as of now, take care of your health. If you have, one thing can be good if you have, because if you have a, enmity with somebody, you may win over that. That can happen. Because but then it is not a very settling kind of a transit. That's what I wanted to say. This transit can break certain structures inside you and outside also. Now please don't get unhappy with the fact at the end of the year. I know there is a shift. Certain shift will happen whenever so many planets are there in the 8th house, which you are not expecting. This is the overall conclusion of this transit. In whichever area, suppose you are buying, fourth lord is also in the 8th house. Suppose you are buying a real estate, Mars with conjunct with Mars, maybe the kind of thing you want to buy, it goes for a stalling and the loan is not immediately approved, or something happens, some vastu problems come, you have to wait and watch, otherwise your money can be lost also. Now one thing is that over here, if you have foreign dealings, or if you are doing a business or something, that money, because 8th house is after all again money matters, it is hidden money which people do not know. You can get sudden money also from certain sources, maybe your own tax returns, maybe your insurance things pays back, maybe suddenly you get it from somewhere, maybe due to stock market doing well, which is happening at this point of time. So money matters can be good, because the 12th lord, the 11th lord is there in the second house and aspecting this combination, and obviously Saturn in the 11th house has also got direct. In the month of December, you will get some good results from Saturn. So overall, whenever we are talking about 8th house, change is inevitable. Understand, whatever you are expecting, it will come, but with a change, and you have to adjust and be flexible. That is very important in these kind of a transit. It is not a bad transit, but yes, some adjustment, some rethinking, redoing, all these things is required, and please take care of your health. That is very important. Your partner's health also, because 7th and Lagna Lord both are going into the this, and unnecessary fights with in-laws, some things, these things can happen, because after all, as I said, Sagittarius is a fiery sign. Okay, Gemini, this Mars is coming into Sagittarius, which is your 7th house. Here now see, Jupiter is exactly opposite to Mars on the Lagna, and Mercury, Venus all will be joining over here with Sun also. In such a condition, sometimes marriage also happens, because Saturn is going direct and Jupiter, though retrograde, both are aspecting the 7th house. Something related to the 7th house matter, whether it's a partnership, whether forming a partnership, whether breaking away, either way it can happen. Mars is the planet, that's why we say Mangalic conditions, Mangalic things at home. Now see, Mangalik is used in a bad way, but Mangalik Karya means good Karya. So that kind of a thing can also happen for you if you're looking for, if you have that kind of a dasha in your horoscope now. Because the seventh lord is on the Lagna retrograde. The Lagna lord is coming in the seventh house with Venus, with Sun, with Mars all over here. Now, don't get too much possessive about seventh house matters. Let the things happen. It is difficult to not get possessive at this point of time because all the focus is over there. Now, whether it is like you're staying with your partner, building up a partnership, getting away from the partner, because all are not going for marriage. Some people can also go for a separation. That kind of a condition can also happen and can trigger and can come to a culmination when Mars comes into the seventh house. Now, obviously, if you are having, you will, see, be careful with the words that you use. Mars's eighth aspect will be in the second house and the fourth aspect will be on Saturn. So overall December month is good, but it comes with certain challenges also. When the seventh house, the opposite house to you, gets so much planets overloaded over there, you can feel very energetic also, because this I have seen with Gemini ascendants. You may be always ready to deal with Rogrin Shatru. Now, because see, Mars is also your 11th lord coming into the 7th house. Through partnership also you can gain. Definitely you can gain. A desire fulfillment can also happen at this point of time, and the desire can be starting a business, a partnership or anything. But if the dasha is bad, because after all dasha is the main thing, it can break also, because Mars can become very turbulent. Turbulent means the fire running with Mars can be very high at this point of time when it's come into Sagittarius. Though the seventh lord is looking, but you understand that Jupiter has a Kendra Adhipati dosh in your horoscope for the Gemini ascendants, for the dual signs. So this Kendra lord, both Jupiter and Mercury are aspecting each other in this combination. Please look into the preface. I have told about the dates when Mercury 29th of December it will enter Sagittarius. Jupiter is already on your Lagna, so there will be a clash with Jupiter Mercury looking at each other. There can be difference of opinions. It calls for some kind of a understanding. And it is all about the seventh house. Seventh house is not in our control. That's why it's Marak house. It is like how you have to behave when certain obstructions are there. Marriage can be also looked as you are leading your life, right? When somebody enters your life, you have to little bit also your adjustments change accordingly. That's why this December month you have to be very, you will be sharp, no doubt about that. Your words will be sharp, you will be very quick spaced and all these things, but still, so that unnecessary damage does not happen, whether it's your business, whether it's your personal life, whatever, that needs to be looked. Otherwise you'll feel very energetic at this point of time, and you will be taking on Rogrin Shatru immediately with full gusto at this point of time. You will feel energetic, no doubt about that. If the dasha is good, it is a good transit with all the planets, in the 1/7 axis. But some dynamic about the partnership area will happen. Small, big, depends on the dasha. Yeah. Now, Cancer ascendants, Cancer people, this Mars is coming into your 6th house. Oh, it's a very good transit for you, because it's a 10th lord. 10th lord coming into the 6th house in Sagittarius, aspected by Jupiter from the 12th house, can definitely give you a better position in your job affairs. In competition also you can do good, competitive examination. The area which is not very good is your 5th house matters over here. Your the attention, or the what should I say, the kind of dedication required for studying can be missing. Your love thing, your love life, your progeny, your affairs can go for a toss at this point of time, because not only Mars over here, we have your second lord coming into the 6th house, then your 11th lord Venus joins, and then Mercury also joins over here, which is your 12th lord. Now so many planets coming into the 6th house, you can definitely look out for loan. If any, whatever factors in your life, Rog, Rin, Shatru, Rin can increase. Rogue, I will not say so much, you'll be able to combat with Mars being there. And if you are running any kind of problem at this point of time, your health wise, you'll be able to come to a conclusion, as you will not keep the things waiting and lingering. You'll go for a checkup, and if it needs to be rectified, it will be. So, and then enemies will be vanquished, no doubt about that. Enemies that are now hovering around you will be ending, because Mars is very powerful in the 6th house in Sagittarius. It's a very good, it's a very good transit actually to get going, not for peace. This is not a transit for peace. It is a transit for combating the problems and gaining victory out of it. And especially the 10th house is very much fulfilled over here, because Jupiter, Saturn both are aspecting this Mars and all the planets. There is a double transit aspecting your 6th house. Some very good news regarding your work can definitely coming at this point of time. But this is not a very lovey-dovey transit. Wait for that Capricorn. But that Capricorn Mars has other issues also. But anyway, let us deal with December, the stellium of planets in your 6th house, which will make you very, very dynamic. Your decisions will be good. Only thing is that sometimes you can get very angry, because Mars 8th aspect will be on the Lagna. That is Nicha aspect. That's why there can be expenses also, but expenses for good, which is not bad, nothing negative over here. And any thing that was pending due to your 9th house or the 6th house, because Jupiter is retrograde in the 12th, will also get solved. So it can be a long distance journey, it can be foreign related matters, it can be official thing with your bosses, with your father health, with your health, because see, there are so many planets over here. The theme of Sagittarius is very important over here. Mars, Venus, Mercury all rules 2 houses. The planet that is out is only the 4 big planets: Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, Jupiter. And Saturn, Jupiter is also aspecting this Sagittarius, which is a double transit effect that you are getting in the 6th house. But it's a good thing to, victory at any levels. Whatever in your life you had been, investment should be careful. If you are something related to 5th house matters, anything, the caution required over here is that you'll be so much, you'll feel the gusto of going forward so much within you that you will sometimes take into sudden quarrels. So the 5th house, because Mars is also the 5th house lord, and 5th house is your share market or investments of trading and all these things, your progeny, your love affairs, your love life. These things can also, you can take it on a, you start quarreling and making the things right, or too much friction, or too much, taking it in your own hand. So only the 5th house matters needs to be taken care of. And Mars aspecting your Lagna with the 8th aspect sometimes can give you sudden hits on the forehead area, or you can feel sudden anger that can ruin your own emotional quotient. That is the only caution. Otherwise, it's a very, I think you'll get a very good till 16 January this is happening. You'll get quite a lot of things can be solved at this moment if you are having different areas of issues running in your life. Good transit. Okay, then comes Leo. Leo, 5th house, Mars is in Sagittarius with the Lagna Lord visiting this place. Mars is slightly combusted also at this point of time. Your 10th Lord, your money lord Mercury, all are in the fifth house. Now what can I say? Now see, this is a very good prarabdha transit, I'll say. The best yoga karak planet, the money house, because Mercury, though it holds the second mark house, it is a friend of Sun. Sun is also in the Lagna Lord in the fifth house. All these are being aspected by Jupiter in own sign from the 11th house. It is a all-round growth that you see, and you are brimming with positivity, I can put in that way. Because as being a Leo, what I'm observing this November month, there had been many issues which are exactly not moving in the right direction, because obviously Mercury was retrograde, Saturn was retrograde, these things were there. And the slowness, the reflection, the understanding, the quietness of the November month turns into a very dynamic and friendly month, and brimming with energy and positivity and investment and friends and money and Lakshmi Narayan Sthan. I mean, the Lakshmi is the Trikon, the Narayan is the Kendra. They both together come in the fifth with the Lagna Lord. So, and also Venus is your efforts go there. Your money is over there. Money, I mean, because Jupiter, it is exchanging sign, right? Jupiter, the fifth lord, is going into the 11th. 11th lord is coming into the fifth and aspecting each other. Yes, sometimes what happens in these kind of transits, you spend also that much due to your over vibrant kind of a demeanor at this point of time. But nonetheless, there is nothing I can complain as such. And why should we, when we have after, I mean, because the Moksha Trikon was having Jupiter, Mars and Saturn, and because you're running a Dhaya, so this will be a very uplifting kind of a transit, that is Mars is making happen from the 7th of December to 16th of January. So yeah, that is that it's really in, I mean, you can get a good name, you can get certificates, your education can be good, your progeny can do well, your love affairs can be good, and all these can add on to your aura. And you can feel very boosted. That is the most important thing about this kind of an arrangement. Hope you make a good time out of this transit after quite a spiritually uplifting time when Mars in Scorpio aspected by Jupiter and Saturn in the trines. So this is what I felt in my life also. So have a good time, Leo. Enjoy the better times that's coming in the month of December to January mid. Yeah. Okay, Virgo. Virgo ascendants, this is happening in your fourth house. Now, Mars is not very much welcomed in the fourth house, but over here, you will have good real estate matters, house if you are building, if you are, because the Lagna Lord also joins Mars over here, aspected by the fourth Lord Jupiter from the 10th house. So, for Virgo, this is a very a little bit push and pull between the 4th and the 10th house. But this 4th house is getting the aspect of Saturn and Jupiter in the double transit also. Your Lagna Lord will also join this arrangement as I'm speaking, I mean, because it will be in Scorpio and then it will come into Sagittarius, a 4th house. Mercury in Sagittarius with Mars can make you a little bit, quarrelsome in your domestic things. That is the only issue over here. You'll not, what happens in these kind of transit when Mars is in the 4th house with Mercury, your sword is your words. And you do not want to leave anybody. The Jupiter is aspecting, because Jupiter is also the Kendra, it is having a Kendra Adhipati problem over here. So you want to fight, and with your knowledge you want to fight. It is not a fight that is happening with the fist. And but it is good for real estate matters. It is good for Griha Pravesh. It is good for taking a property, buying car. All these things are favored over here. So I hope you make it a better transit in putting your energy. in these kind of things. Because what happens when the fourth house is too much loaded, it can be a working from home also, that can also happen. So you may feel irritated at certain point of time also sitting at home. So these things are a little bit here and there issue with this transit, but otherwise it is, if anybody is in the business of real estate and all these things, your education, you can put your whole stamina and your whole concentration, if you are going for any kind of examination next year. So this is a good time to put your energy, because Mars loses its digbal in the fourth house, and that is why it gets agitated, and this is a fiery sign, and even the Lagna Lord is coming over here. That's why I am saying these many things, so that you do not waste your energy into quarrelsome things. Yes, it can happen that your mentality will not go with your own people at this point of time, because Mars and Saturn in Kendra, you are having that. There are so many planets in your Kendra now. All the planets other than Rahu Ketu is in your Kendra. So you can feel a little bit tug of war, push and pull. They're opposite. Mars is in the 4th, Jupiter, the main planet, in the 10th, Saturn is in the 7th. You can feel a push and pull with so many energies affecting you, because Kendras are the pillars. You can change a home. You can go for there can be a situation that due to your official thing, you go for a transfer. These things can happen. Take a little bit time to understand and gauge the process and go through it. Lot of things can suddenly change in your home front. That is what this transit is triggering. So not a bad transit, but use your energy in the right direction and it will give you fruitful results, believe me. Yeah, take care. For Libra ascendants, this stellium of planets and Mars entry into Sagittarius is happening in your 3rd house. Here you will have, you'll be very dynamic in your approach, and you will take things very energetically. The kind of enthusiasm or the kind of decision making, journeys, communications, your efforts and your understanding or application in the way you want to put your efforts, where you want to put, what you want to do, what you want to say, the journeys that are important for you, the decisions that were pending, you will feel very assured about it. That is the first thing. When the 3rd house becomes, there are so many planets coming here. Obviously, if you have any younger sibling, the time can go a little rough for that brother or sister, mainly if it's a brother. But your decisions will be good. Your understanding of things, your speech, all these will be good actually. See, Mars is your 7th lord, so it is in Trikon to the 7th house. Obviously 3rd house is desires also. You can go for, you can meet somebody online, or you can go for travel with that person. Some kind of a desire fulfillment is very much prominent in these kind of a transit, which may not be a very big kind of a desire like the 11th house, but meeting somebody, chatting with somebody, online transactions, feeling happy, activity oriented month will be December. Typically the New Year type, how it's very, visiting people, going to parties, mixing with people, all these activities, dancing, singing, whatever. Its 3rd house is a very high vibrating house. It is not the house like the 4th house, calm and quiet and peace, and no, not that. It is your everyday desires. So that is getting heightened with so many planets entering into this area, and Jupiter aspecting its own sign from the 9th house. And not only that, the thing is that you will get a little bit of relief from the Saturn going direct now in your 6th house, because all the Librans that are I'm coming in contact with, they are in very high tension kind of an environment with the Saturn being in the 6th house. How much you say Saturn does good in Upachya houses, Saturn being Saturn, it puts pressure. In the 6th house, it doesn't come with any result also. So that is a problem. So in midst of your karma, in midst of your daily life, daily chores, daily tension, I feel this transit of Mars and Mars Venus, especially as I told you, the 1st and the 7th lord meeting somebody, a little bit of nice time, some vibrant moments will give you some time off from the too much pressurizing Saturn that you are having in the 6th house. So it's a good transit actually. You'll feel quite confident at this point of time. This is what I feel. So go for it, Libra people. Okay, then Scorpio. Scorpio, this is Lagna Lord coming into the 2nd house. Obviously, it is mainly about family, money, your monetary benefits, getting a pay raise, getting some business deals done, getting money into your savings increasing, your family looking good, you're feeling good about it, and all these things. This is a very, Kutum Sthan, the 2nd house. And because, see, it is the burning desire, as I told in the preface of my video. Sagittarius is that kind of a fire which is inside the heart or within us, and people are unable to understand that. The Scorpio money man monetary transit, I feel this will really suit the way Scorpions are. So yes, it is a nice time. There can be manglik situations, good kind of a environment, or some goodness or some new things happening in your home front also. That can also very, very well happen at this point of time. Just see that because Jupiter is in the 8th house and aspecting this your money. Obviously, see, your Mars is now getting the double aspect of Saturn and Jupiter. Saturn is direct and Jupiter is retrograde, very fast forward. Here you have again the 1st lord and the 7th lord, like Libra. You have Mars and Venus both in Sagittarius. So again, nice, sometimes in these kind of a situation, even person can go 2nd house loaded, person can expand their family also. It can be a marriage kind of a thing. You're looking for marriage, you're getting through with people along with the family. This is not a hide and seek case of love marriage and all. It is acquaintance with the family, greater family, all these things. So this is a definite good transit. It is the sweetness of Lakshmi, and you can feel very good, I hope, because 11th lord also joins over here. Sudden gains of money from somewhere. If you're running a good dasha, definitely this can happen. Good or bad, see, all the planets are in the 2nd house, and obviously Mars, Venus in the 2nd house, definitely it adds money to your savings and your long-term things. So it is, all in all, it's a good transit, nothing bad about it actually with this kind of a transit. So I mean, what to elaborate more? There is, I mean, only thing is that Jupiter being in the 8th house, you look into your health. Sometimes 8th house or suddenness, if you are running that kind of a Mercury and Jupiter both are opposing each other at this point of time. Nonetheless, they are not opposing, they are in Parivartana. Mercury, your 11th lord, joins Sagittarius on 29th of December, and Jupiter is in the Mercurian sign. So Parivartana planet is also a good for monetary, because both are money houses. 2nd and 8th, both houses are money house. The Lagna lord going into the 11th lord. It is a good Dhan Yoga happening now for you. I hope you have a really, because many Scorpio are looking for a better scale, better job offering and all these things. That can very much possible at this point of time. Nonetheless, it's a very good transit. Yeah. Now Sagittarius, Mars is coming on the Lagna itself. Now see, Mars on the Lagna is good for you because obviously it is your good planet. Jupiter is aspecting this Mars on Sagittarius with so many planets, the 11th lord, the 10th lord, the 9th lord. The 9th, 10th and 11th lord, and with the 5th lord, all are coming over here. on your lagna. Situation is good for growth and all, definitely, no doubt about that. You will get opportunities, you are brimming with confidence, you will love to go, but some expenses can also mount, but as Mars is also your 12th lord. Now another thing is that some pattern break can happen. Because this is a very major transit happening on the lagna, it can break some pattern that you had been following for so long, and it can give a new you. Sometimes new you is not easy also, in that way. But another thing is that property related matters can come to your kitty at this point of time, and you may apply a loan if you want. At the same time, there will be certain hindrances also, because Venus is also on the lagna. Now understand one thing: when Mars is on the lagna, the momentum is so high, and sometimes it can give birth to quarrelsome behavior also. So why I'm saying is this, so that you do not spoil the good transit into a unnecessary thing which is not needed at all. Sometimes it happens, no, we are too busy, and a small talk happens or a small comment can just spike up our ego. Mars sun all is on the lagna, right? It gives the ego, lot of ego it gives. So understanding these things, use it for your advantage, and do not create a situation at all which hampers you. That is the thing. So otherwise, definitely it's a very good transit, it's a very dynamic transit. Your 5th lord, your conjunction with 5th and 9th lord on the lagna, with 10th and 11th lord, 100%. But it is bound to give you good results with the lagna lord aspecting. But a change is happening now when lagna, this is the start of something, and the change is will happen slowly by the time Mars reaches to the 4th house, and that change will be completed as Mars reaches towards Saturn in Pisces. So this is a beginning that is happening, and then in the May month, Mars will start a new chapter. Yeah. So good transit, Sagittarius. Keep count of your health and your temper and your ego, and go along with people so that you can add to your advantage this transit and maximum use it to its maximum potential. Thank you. Capricorn. This is the 12th Mars that is in Sagittarius with so many planets. The 11th Lord, the 10th Lord, the 9th Lord and the 8th Lord all are going into your 12th house. This is obviously not a great transit that you're looking for, other than if you are totally, going from one place of journey to a totally different land, outside places, foreign places that you had been looking for. This can be the trigger moment and the things can happen. Otherwise, it can make you very lazy also at this point of time. You may have some, though Mars is Uccabhilashi, it will come on your lagna after 15th of Jan, but at this point of time, unnecessary expenses can bother you. Hospitalization, if required, needs to be done. It has to be done. You have to go through that, because Ketu is also in the 8th house. Sudden things can happen. Keeping restlessness can suddenly increase your anger. 12th house Mars, right? Sudden increase of anger, and Jupiter is in the 6th house. 6th and 12th axis, when so much active, if too much anger you're putting, or you are running a court case or any loan, you have to take the loan, it may be beyond your limits. Please calibrate the whole thing because see, transits of these kind are 1.5 months. Yes, it's challenging, no doubt about it. But if you can go with the challenge, in the sense, that now all the planets will, after 15 Jan, it will reach your lagna. So it will be a better position at that point of time. So understanding that this December month till the 15th of January, 1.5 month, you have to be very, your approach should be very subtle. Nothing should make you go into a point where you're boiling within you. That is what I meant to say. That because otherwise it can only affect your health, your mental well-being, disturbed peace, not going with the family, your state of health, your mental, your money going waste, and all these things. Foreign affairs, good, yes, that can definitely take you to a different country. If you are going for a business deal also, if you're going for settling also, this time is favored for that. So not a very good transit obviously, but yes, transits are like that, right? They do not, I mean, with the bigger planets it is even more tiring, but this is at least 1.5 months of transit. Take good care, Capricorns. um, Aquarius, Mars, your 10th lord, and the 3rd lord is coming into the 11th house, with Mercury, the 5th lord, Venus, the 9th lord, and Sun also 7th lord. Here also, this can be a case of like feeling really elated with lot of people around you. Rahu on the Lagna, feeling very confident, money coming towards you, friends coming towards you, gathering with friends, and Aquarius is the sign of networking groups, larger groups. So at this point of time in the month of December, January, you can really feel very optimistic, and money is good in this month for you. And also career related things can go for a solve, and you can start earning better, and your friends supporting you, because your 5th and 9th lord is also with the 10th lord over here. Any love affairs can culminate into better understanding, better momentum, better attraction towards each other, all these things. It is a bunch of good things only, because 11th house, most of the planets, they do good. And when Jupiter is itself aspecting its own house, money to 100%, this is a monetary transit 100%, but on top of that, it is like meeting with a lot of people, engaging in parties, which is the season. Your friends will help you, your luck will support you, you will feel very active, you can gain something, some kind of name, fame, all the good things. Now, if things are not happening, please understand that dasha is very bad, because any medium to good dasha will also give you very good result at this point of time. So that's why I'm not stretching the topic, because Saturn is also going direct from November end, and so December month Mercury direct, Saturn direct, and your communication, your wit, your understanding, your family, your friends, they all are connected with you, and you feel very optimistic and nice at this point of time. It's a really good transit for you, Aquarius. Hope best of luck to you. Hope you use it to the maximum. Pisces ascendant. Pisces Mars transit is happening in your 10th house in Sagittarius. And it's a brilliant transit, no doubt about it, because Jupiter, the Lagna Lord, is also aspecting its own house. Mars in the 10th is like all around success for you. Digbala in your professional area, employment, if you're looking for change of employment, transfers will do good. If you want a hike, you can change your place, because Sun is the 6th lord, is also coming over here, which also is good for you only. Sun is a friend of Mars, and obviously you have Venus, Mercury is also here. So all the planets are gearing up in the 10th house also. Yes, there can be competition in the process, no doubt about that, but you will be able to combat that competition, and you will be able to go ahead. So here the 10th and 4th house matters becomes very, very serious in your month of December and January 15th. Though it may not be a very what can I say, very like Aquarius, it cannot be like a very jolly kind of or very energetic. It is more of a serious transit, which is here to give you result, because when Saturn is on the Lagna and Jupiter in the 4th, the Kendra house is flooded with planets. Kendra are the pillars. Here you are, it's not your desire fulfillment, it's your necessity. And somehow universe is now providing you with that. So this is a really good transit that is happening with Saturn on the Lagna, Jupiter 4th, Mars in the 10th with all the planets over there, and Jupiter Saturn both aspecting this 10th house, which is the double transit of Jupiter Saturn. A culmination of event, even the smallest of good dasha will give you brilliant result. And if Mars coincides anywhere in dasha, antar, pratyantar, then it is a all-round success. It is a tick tick tick, you know. It's a very good transit actually, and you can get some uncanny recognition also, some good work done, and you're praised for that, you're given a hype for that. All these planets will go into the 11th house also. So it's a good time, at least Pisces ascendant. You have Saturn on the Lagna. I can understand the pressure building up all the time. I feel here you'll be able to get some of the results, as Saturn is direct now, and give you the, if you've done the hard work, you're doing the hard work, you're pursuing thing, you'll get the results at the end of this year or the beginning of 2026. So here, this is the end of the video of this stellium of planets that is happening in Sagittarius. I feel this is very interesting end to the year 2025. Let's see how 2026 begins next year, new things update. I don't know whether I'll make other videos. Let me see. If any other more important things are there, we'll come up with that. Till then, take good care. Bye-bye. Good night.